Hey everyone, Anthony here. Bangin Podcast 75. We are.
We got a lineup today. We are
showcasing
a brand new brewery we have not experienced yet. So this is the first time for I think you have, right?
I have not had a
Revere.
New for us.
New for us.
So
before
we get to all the fun stuff here,
if
if
you
you
like
like
what you see,
hit the follow button
on Twitch
or
or
on the replay if you're watching this on Facebook or YouTube. All the links are above my head.
Keep an eye on those and
follow
along.
along.
Follow our Instagrams,
Instagrams,
We did just create a Facebook group.
So if you are a fan of the page,
you like our
and
Facebook
you like
page,
our
the
Facebook
like
page,
page.
the like
You can still
page.
like it.
You can still like it. Follow it. All that page is going to be strictly for
show news. So if we have a new episode,
something new
merch-wise,
merch-wise,
that's where the
the
like
like
page
page
is
is going to come in handy.
The group page.
The group page.
My theory or
my
my
idea to this
group
is
pages are
more
more
of a
intermingling of
intermingling of
I feel like everyone can kind of go on there. They can share beer news that they have found. So like the like page, if you share it, puts everything that someone shares on a different tab, and then you have to go to like the discussions page to find what people share through the page. The group page kind of puts everything up front and center. And the community can kind of get behind and feel like they're part of the show by incorporating themselves into which makes them you can go live. So if someone's out one day, they don't have to be a moderator to the like page. Like I don't have to make somebody a moderator. Hope to God that they don't
do the right.
They do all the right things.
The group page is literally you can go live if you're at a brewery
and you can be
part of the Bangin Beers team,
part of the community,
on the Facebook.
That's something you're into. Head over to Facebook, Bangin Beers Podcast, and look for the group page and follow along. Also, merchandise is all there.
Just a quick. I'm not wearing the Bangin Beers ones. I am not cool in high school.
Spend the extra $5, get the premium.
Telling you,
they're way better. It's so much lighter, stretchier, nicer in the heat, warmer weather. Yeah. So I would tell you to spring for the premium, and I think the logo looks a lot better on the shirt
as well.
My opinion, sharper.
Tonight
we're joined by Bob G. So I'm just going by his on tap name.
If you want to disclose your last name too, but
we'll get into how you found the show. How you doing, man?
How you doing, man?
Excited to be here.
Yeah.
We're breaking the podcast sharing. How did you come across Bangin Beers podcast?
Through the Untapped app. Actually, I came across your profile and I saw the logo and I checked the show out.
Yeah. Awesome, man.
Cool.
So you obviously don't think we're too much. Decided to come hang out. But yeah, man. So
you all seen us at Brewfest.
Yes.
Cool.
Yes.
Cool. It all paid off.
One
viewer is all.
One viewer is all.
Viewer at a time.
That's how we do. We're just slowly conquering the beer world. Another thing too, we have our brand new First Sip Brew Box beer video up too. You can check that out on unboxing. Ben and Andrew had a death over the coffee.
Yeah, we got beat up.
Ben won, and then Andrew killed. Thanks. So you guys go check those guys out. So we're actually doing Revere Brewing Company in Tamaqua, Pennsylvania. The Revere and Stokers are both. We went to Stokers one night, but it was right before COVID. It was one of those nights. I think it was like December or July, and it was like 65 degrees out. It was crazy.
Yeah, it was nutty.
Like people wore shorts. It was like a weird heat wave thing. We went there. I guess they had a venue that was supposed to do something, but it rained and the ground was super muddy. They couldn't do it, so they moved it 2 Stokers that night. So we walked in. And it was asses to elbows. It would have been impossible to get a beer. So we just kind of so we went out. We got supported. We just couldn't get to the beer window to try the beer, so we had yet to try Stokers. But we're excited tonight to finally dive into Revere. They're in our own backyard. And we've been slacking. That's on us. That's on us. But they do can, which is awesome to know. So you can go and they do the cans right away for you today, right?
Yep. 5:30 this afternoon.
Wow.
Perfect.
Nice. Perfect for them, especially if you can't get around to your establishment. You have to be like
Tamaqua,
hey, cans. All right, cool.
Now, out of these 4 lineups, is there any in here that's your favorite?
I I pretty much like all this stuff, but I am particularly fond of the jalapeno.
I think I've had one.
One jalapeno.
It might have not even been jalapeno.
It might have not even been jalapeno. It was ghost pepper.
Ghost pepper.
Berwick?
No, when I went to Tim's house, the Tim's Hothead's hot sauce. He had one by Pizza Boy. I think it was his peppers. And it was a big fancy. It was bottled. It was a peach jalapeno or peach ghost pepper beer. And it was right after I just got done eating these hot sauces. So the beer was like just right on top.
I had the jalapeno beer from Berwick.
Cunningham.
Okay.
I've had it. It was not bad.
It had a nice little
jalapeno
aftertaste.
If they're done right, they can really.
Cunningham actually does variations. I know they have a smoked one.
Yes.
Peppers
are smoked.
I did not care for that one. I did try that. I didn't care for the smoked jalapeno.
There was a jalapeno lager that was in a clear bottle, and they actually had the jalapeno in the bottle itself.
That one.
Yep.
That's exactly the one. I didn't remember it. Bob sounds like a jalapeno.
But I thought that was more.
I thought that was more of like that would be a good cooking
for the
beer.
most part.
Are you
had that much?
Yeah. Are you a hot sauce guy?
Are you a hot sauce guy? Like hot
You ever try Hothead's hot sauce?
Actually, I have had some of their stuff.
They're good. They're a good time.
They're a good time.
You can pick up the jalapeno.
Oh yeah, it smelled.
Oh yeah, it smelled. That's just straight up.
Oh yeah.
Free Will, I think.
Free Will, I think, has Safeword. IPA. Fantastic. Like it only has a little bit of burn, but like the mango and habanero.
It's 1,000 degrees.
It's 1,000 degrees.
I'm sorry.
In
The podcast studio.
In the
podcast studio.
The kitchen.
I don't think it's that bad.
Man, I've been
like rock and roll and mind my own business.
I'm normally not a jalapeno fan at all.
Jalapeno
Pale Ale from
It's a
Revere
wheat
Brewery.
American Pale.
It's a wheat American Pale Wheat beer, clocking at 5.8 ABV.
American Pale Ale batch.
American Pale Ale batch with 5 pounds of jalapeno peppers, peppery, smooth, subtle, and light.
All right, so here's, I think,
all the
jalapeno
all the
style
jalapeno style
beers
beers
I've
I've
had
had
beers
were either
or they
smoked
were
beers
they try to
or
do
they
an
were
IPA.
they try to do an IPA.
To be honest, I think this being a wheat beer sets it apart. I think being a wheat, I think this kind of gives it that earthier tone more, and it complements the jalapeno. And like I said, I'm not someone who can get a pepper and eat it. This is a good beer. I like it.
This is good beer. I like this.
Yeah, this
It
is
has
not
that
like
jalapeno and weed.
it has that jalapeno
no
and
heat.
weedness to it, but
I don't
there's
get
no
any
heat.
heat. Like
No.
Like I don't get any
No,
heat.
like,
Like
oh,
something like my wife's like, oh, like you like that has
No.
zip to it. Like
I love hot. I
But
really love hot stuff.
I love
Yeah,
hot.
no,
I really
no
love hot
heat.
stuff. But this has
It's no
like
heat, it's all flavor.
heat to
Yeah,
it
It's no heat, it's all flavor.
Mhm.
Yeah, but I think you're with the wheat,
It's like-
it does mellow it
I
out.
had
It's like
a
I remember I had a
lime
was it a
lager.
jalapeno lime lager.
It was the most god-awful
It was the most god awful beer I've
Like
ever
I
had.
was one like I couldn't
Like I was
taste
one
it.
like I couldn't.
Made
I just
people
made people drink it.
But this is like this is nice.
But this is nice. Like I could drink.
It's definitely a
I could definitely-
sessionable
It's definitely
beer.
a
and
sessionable
something different
beer.
rather than
And
getting
something
the hops
different
and
rather than getting the
whatever
hops
flavors.
whatever
that usually would go
flavors
with
that
it. Just
usually
it's
would
kind of
go
like its
with
own
just
thing.
funny,
though.
it's kind of like its own thing.
Funny,
It's kind of
I
gives
think it
like
complements the hops to it.
I think it
has,
complements the hops to it. Like it has like an earthiness to it.
Yeah, the peppery and then
Yeah, the peppery and
it's almost
yeah. But I think it's almost like
yeah.
Yeah,
That's pretty wild.
I think
That's pretty wild.
I think definitely going with the wheat.
Yeah, that was it was a very
Yeah,
smart
it was a
decision
very smart
It
decision
kind of reminds me
overall.
of
It kind of
like
reminds
that mashed
me of
potato beer. It's
like
a
that
little bit
mashed
different when
potato
they use the
beer.
mashed
It's a little bit
potatoes.
different when they
Yeah.
use the mashed
So,
potatoes.
in the chat.
So like
In the chat,
Pronosky 8. Am I saying it saying that wrong? What's going on, man? Welcome to the stream.
That might be
What's going on, man? Welcome to the stream.
That
Might be Joey. Joey, go Caps.
It might be Joey.
What do you
Joey,
think,
go
Pops?
Caps? What do you think, Pops?
Definitely different
Definitely
jalapeno
different
beer than I've tasted
jalapeno
before.
beer than I've tasted before.
Like you said, the wheat.
Like you said,
The wheat is
the
definitely
wheat
different than the
is
IPAs,
definitely different than the IPAs
I've had before.
I've had before.
It's I like it.
It's
I'm
I like
not in love
it,
with it, but I like
I'm
it.
not in love with it, but I like it.
One of my favorite jalapenos
It's
I've had.
one of my favorite jalapenos. I've had.
You can definitely taste the jalapeno.
You can definitely taste the jalapeno.
It doesn't have the.
It doesn't have the.
It's a more subtle pepper.
It's a more subtle pepper
than others I've tasted before.
Others I've tasted before were a lot stronger on the pepper
This
burn.
is a lot. smoother and
That
subtler.
is actually
Smoother
that is actually one of the things that they've told me their
too,
intent
is,
here was to
their
bring the
intent here
flavor
was to
keep
bring the
heat at
flavor
a minimum.
Yeah,
Keep
they
heat
nailed
at a
it.
minimum.
Absolutely.
Yes, they nailed it.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
I love this.
Yeah,
I think it's fantastic.
Ben, what do you think of this one?
I
what do you think
definitely
of this?
like it.
I
Again,
definitely
it's just
like
something
it.
totally
Again, like
different.
it's just
The-
something
like you're
totally
saying,
different. The like you're saying, the
really
wheat
makes
aspect
this
of it
beer
really makes
stand
this
out.
beer stand
Like
out.
like I was saying earlier,
Like
with,
I was saying earlier with like that
jalapeno beer
one
with
jalapeno
pepper
beer
in
with
it, like,
the
that was
pepper
used
in
for
it. Like
cooking because it was
that was
like,
used for
way
cooking
too
because it was
over-
like
that's,
way too
overpowering.
over. That's like overpowering.
I know I've had some hotter
I know I've
beers
had
into,
some
like,
hotter beers into like from
Flying Dog.
Flying Dog makes
Flying
fun
Dog.
of
They make
Flying
a,
Dog
it
makes
was
Flying
like
Dog.
peach-
They make
it was
a
like
it
a
was a
peach-
Carolina.
it was like
It was like a
peach
Carolina.
Reaper
It was
or
like
something. I think it was
Carolina
peach or ghost
Reaper
pepper
one.
one.
I think it was
and
peach
then
Or
or
ghost pepper one,
Immolation.
and then like
Pizza Boy.
self-immolation
They
from
made it with
Pizza
their
Boy.
Sunny
They
Side
made
Up
it with
Stout,
their
which I thought
Sunny
was
Side
pretty
Up
good
Stout,
then,
which
too.
I thought was
But,
pretty good then
this
too.
one I really
But
like
this one I really
they were
like.
saying
Like
their intent
what they were
was to go
saying,
for
their
flavor,
intent was to
minimum
go
heat.
for flavor.
They did a good
minimum
job.
heat.
I'd give it
They did a good job.
Yeah.
I'd give it
3.5 solid.
Going right for the score.
3.5
right there.
solid.
Going right
It's-
for
Real quick,
score.
Yeah.
I have
real quick,
not.
yeah,
anyone
we.
had the hot- you
I
had the
have
hot
not.
dog
Has
here?
anyone here had the hot
Yes,
you had
the
the hot
Sheets
dog?
one, the
Yeah.
hot dog.
Yes, the
Yeah.
Sheets
Yeah.
one, the hot dog.
Yeah.
Yes, I
It's
have.
What did you
for
think of it?
It was
You
a
don't taste the
for
No.
you don't taste the hot
for
dog.
a
with it.
seven was
But
it seven
for
or
a
8 bucks
seven,
for
was it
$4?
$7 or $8
Solid
for a
West
4-pack? It was solid West
Yeah,
Coast.
dude,
I don't
7 or
know.
8 bucks. That's
Yeah, dude,
awesome.
it was
7 or 8 bucks.
cheap
That's
and-
awesome.
Yeah, it's super cheap, and I mean, Nishimi Creek
But
made
yeah,
it.
no, a hot dog
So,
is good.
but yeah,
Like,
no,
if
a
you're
hot
looking
dog
for
was good.
an
Like,
actual
if you're looking for a
hot
an actual hot dog, I'd
Hot
give
dog
this
flavored water.
Yeah.
Like this
Hot dog flavored water.
Yeah.
I'll go with my score here quick.
Yeah, I'll go
listen,
with my score
I
here
don't
quick.
like.
I listen.
Normally,
I don't like
peppers. I
Normally,
don't
I don't
like
like
that kind of
peppers. I don't like
jalapeno.
that kind of
But
jalapeno.
I honestly, I
But
think
I honestly,
if without like how we were saying before, I know
without
we're
like
weird.
how we were saying
no
before, I
heat,
know we're weird.
just the
No
flavor,
heat,
and I think
just
the flavor with the
and I
wheat
think
style
the flavor
flavor,
with
I
the
don't know,
wheat
I really
style
enjoyed it.
flavor.
It's something that I
really
went
enjoyed
into
it.
not
Something that
expecting
I went
anything
into not
high. So when I
expecting
did taste, I was
anything
like,
high.
wow.
So when I did
It's
taste,
getting
Yeah.
bonus points for me.
So
when
it's
it
getting
comes to
bonus
score.
points
I'm
for
giving
me
it a
when
4
it comes to score. I'm giving it a
because I
4.
did not expect that to be.
Because I did not expect
I went
that to be.
3.25.
I went 3.25.
It's good. I like it.
It's good. I
would
like
ha-
it.
I can have a pint.
On a
I can
taster,
have
on
a
a
pint.
taster
On a
level,
taster,
I
on a
gave-
taster
I don't know
level,
if I could
gave it.
give it a
I don't know if I
3.25 on a
could
full
give it a
pint.
3.25 on a full pint.
I think this for me, this
I
would
think
be
this for me,
one,
this would be
maybe 2,
one,
and
maybe
then I gotta,
2,
I gotta move on.
and
to
then I
something
gotta,
else.
I gotta move on to
But
something
it's
else.
good. I
This
do
is-
like
this is
it.
a good
It's
meal.
good. I
This
do
Yeah,
is
like
actually,
it.
that's what I was
meal.
gonna say. So,
Yeah, actually, that's what I was
like,
gonna say. So I go
it's not something I
3.5.
can drink every
Like, it's not something I can
Super
drink every
solid.
single day.
However,
It's
Yeah.
super
being attached
solid.
to a Mexican
However,
restaurant,
being attached
I
to a
could
Mexican
hammer
restaurant,
this down.
I could hammer this down.
Definitely
There you go.
like,
Yeah, definitely
There you go,
like it
yeah.
would totally hot
Some
compliment
tacos and a
anything
jalapeno
on-
beer.
Yeah,
Some
man.
tacos,
Hell
and
yeah.
jalapeno beer.
Yeah,
man.
man.
Hell
Chocolate,
yeah.
baby.
Put in a nice burrito.
Brisket
Yeah,
tacos.
good. Some
Brisket
carnitas.
tacos.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they make brisket tacos
Yeah.
too.
Nice.
And they make
Nice.
brisket tacos
Oh, nice.
too.
Yeah,
Wow.
nice.
It was a
Nice.
nice
Yeah,
It was a nice
I'm in.
carnitas.
I think it's awesome. I'm
I'm in.
pumped.
I think it's awesome.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
pumped.
definitely, that
I like
definitely
that.
knocked out of
Yeah,
the
that's
park.
definitely, that definitely.
Now we're on our next one. This is.
Now we're on our next one.
Oh yeah,
This
Bob.
is-
Sorry,
Bob.
I
Oh yeah,
apologize.
Bob. Sorry. I
Like I said
apologize.
before, I love this one.
Like I
It's
said
one of my
before, I
favorites.
love this one.
I
It's
have
one of my
every time
favorites.
I'm there.
I
It's
have
a
one every
five
time
in
I'm
my
there.
book.
It's
I
a
love
5
it.
in my book.
Fiver,
Yes, I
baby.
love it.
Right
Fiber,
out
baby.
of the
Is
chute,
all
Bob
right.
gives one
Right
of
out of the
those.
chute,
All
Bob
right.
gives
Is
one
this
a five.
Is this a go-to place for you? Is this like a
established
frequent
place you go to?
Yeah, I go to both.
Yeah,
breweries
I
in
go
town
to
pretty
both
regular.
breweries in town pretty regular. Yeah.
Outside of, are you from the Tamako area?
Are you from the Tamako
You live
area?
in Tamako? Now, outside of the Tamako breweries,
Now,
what are some
outside
of
of
your
the
favorite
Tamako
breweries
breweries,
out
what
there
are
right
some
now?
of your favorite breweries out there right now?
That I've gone to recently.
That I've gone to recently.
Again, I love going to Cunningham.
Again, I
That's
love
good.
going to Cunningham. That's good.
I like to go to Berwick a lot.
I like to go to Berwick a lot.
One of my things I call it the hat trick.
One of my things I call it the hat trick.
Go down to Allentown.
Go down to Allentown.
Colony
Hijinks.
Meaderies right across the
Colony
hall.
Meaderies right across the hall.
Right down the hall in the same building.
Right down the hall in the same building
County seat
is,
spirits. So you can have a meadery, a brewery, a distillery all
Oh,
the same day.
Oh,
I don't know
nice.
if you guys do the meat I don't know if you guys
Yes.
do the meat
We're open
thing
to
or
it,
not.
yeah.
Yes,
I
we're
like
open to it. Yeah.
Kind of want to
I like
really
it.
get into
Especially
that.
the
Meat's good stuff, especially the Malaysian part.
Looks like you got your Yergi shirt on. That's
Looks
one
like
of
you
my
got your
favorites.
Yergi shirt on. That's one of my favorites too.
Funk's
because,
right down the street. Then you go down
Funk's
to
right down the
Yergi's, it has
street.
distillery
Then you go down to
attached
Yergi's
to
and it
it,
has the distillery attached
yeah.
to it too.
Something I
Yeah.
don't remember.
That usually is Sunday. I don't remember.
Rich, you're driving.
Rich, you're driving.
All right, what do we got here, Ben?
So,
All right, what do we got here, Ben?
So, the Kolsch
Company
by
is a
Revere
Kolsch.
Brewing
It's a
Company is a
4.4%
Kolsch. It's a
alcohol by volume.
4.4% alcohol by volume beer.
light, smooth,
That's
and
it.
lemon.
Light, smooth, and
All righty.
4.4. Alrighty.
It's a different taste.
Yeah.
This has a different taste.
Yeah.
Corniness to it.
It's got like a corny
Smell.
smell. Has a good smell.
A little bit.
Tastes like water.
a little bit of lemon
to me. Not bad. Not a bad thing.
Not bad,
It's-
not a bad thing.
Okay.
But it's,
I'm gonna be honest.
Okay.
I'm
gonna be honest.
I don't know if
I don't know.
this is a Kolsch style. I don't think I've ever had a Kolsch style beer.
I don't think I've ever had a Kolsch style beer.
That might be why it's
That might be why
different
It's
for me.
it's literally something
It's
I've
literally
never had
something
I
I've
don't think
never
I've ever
had.
had.
Ever.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever had.
Lager.
Yeah. It's like a light
Like a
lager.
naturally light lager.
like a
I
naturally
know,
light
I know
lager.
there's like
I know like there's
variations
like
with it, but
variations with it, but I think we
when
had
we did the
one.
other half fifth
When we
anniversary.
did the other half fifth
There was a
anniversary.
Kolsch in there?
Nikolai.
When
Yeah,
there was a
the
Kolsch in
one
there?
was
Nikolai, yeah, because
Swedes and
the
Heat.
one
it
was
a
on
Kolsch with
Swedes and
pineapple.
Heat. It was a Kolsch
So,
with pineapple.
That was like a
So,
4.8.
That was like a
Hold
4.8
on a
then
second.
too.
Kolsch is a style of
Hold on a
beer.
second.
Kolsch is a style of
originated
beer.
in Germany. It was
originated in Germany.
originally
It was,
gravity
originally
between 11 and 14
gravity
degrees.
between 11 and
Listen,
14
all that
degrees.
means nothing to me.
Listen,
I don't
all
know
that
what
means
any of
nothing.
that means.
Means
It's
low
it's a
alcohol.
crisp,
It's
sparkling,
low
and
alcohol.
slightly
It's a crisp,
fruity.
sparkling,
Kolsch is
and
often
slightly
described as
fruity.
a soft,
Kolsch is
delicate
often
hops,
described as a
almost
soft,
always of
delicate
the German
hops,
variety.
almost of the
They
German
have a place in
variety.
the Kolsch beers.
They have a place in the Kolsch beers.
Yeah, so it's a German style
Yeah,
beer.
so it's a German style beer.
Let's see here. Now, I think the only thing with this one,
I think the only thing
like
with
the
this
style,
I like the style,
but I have a really hard time.
but I have a
with
really
lemon
hard
flavored
time
beers.
with lemon flavored.
There's two different types of flavor profiles.
There's two
I
different
struggle
types
with
of
beers.
flavor
It's
profiles.
lemon
I struggle
and
with
coconut.
beers. It's lemon
And the coconut, every time coconut's in, I feel like I'm
every
drinking
time
suntan
coconut's in,
lotion.
I feel like I'm
And every
drinking
time
suntan
lemon,
lotion.
I get
And every
that
time
kind
lemon,
like a clean.
I get that. Not
You just,
like a
anytime
cleaner.
lemon hits me, I get that
Anytime
pine sol, I
lemon
get that
hits me, I get
cleaner
that
style.
pine sol, I get that cleaner
It is
style.
very crisp. It is very clean.
It is very
It
crisp.
is a very refreshing beer. It hits
is a
all
very
those notes.
refreshing beer.
I just think the only thing that deters
I
me
just think
from
the
it,
only thing
that would probably hurt the score a little bit, is the lemon
score a little bit is the
for
lemon
me
flavor.
personally. I'm not gonna get my score yet. I'm gonna drink.
I'm not gonna get my score yet. I'm gonna drink a little more of it.
I mean, it's
a nice,
I mean, it's
easy
a
drinker.
nice, light, easy drinker.
I don't get the lemon
Nothing
on it.
fancy about it. I don't get the lemon
I
on
do
it.
at the
Getting
end.
any lemon?
Like, I'm not getting any lemon.
I
I
agree with you. I
Characterize that more
tend
like
to
corn.
characterize
Yeah, I
that
get
more
like a
Yeah.
corn.
Yeah, I get like a
Yeah.
corn,
I get corn
like a corn,
I
a
get
graininess
corn,
to it,
but
like
like
not malty,
grain.
but like
I get the
Yeah,
corn
grainy.
up front,
Yeah.
but then
I get the
the
corn up
aftertaste that
front,
sits in my
but then
tongue. I
the
get.
aftertaste that sits
Yeah,
in
I'm
my
not
tongue. I
getting
get.
lemon. But
Yeah, I'm not
either way,
getting lemon.
I
But
give it a solid
either
three.
way,
I mean,
I give it a solid
could
3. I
crush
mean,
it.
it's
Like,
good. I
could
could crush it all.
Keystone
Like
Light.
I would take this over like a Keystone Light,
Or like any other random.
or like any other random.
Do they have outdoor
like,
seating?
light beer?
Do they have
Yes,
outdoor seating?
they do it. That's
Yes,
relatively
they
recently.
do.
Yes, they
That's
do.
relatively
This would be a good
recently, yes,
outdoor
they do.
seating.
Yeah, this
Yeah,
would be a
this
good
would be
outdoor
good.
seating beer.
Yeah, this is a good yard game
Like playing
beer.
cornhole, horseshoe, something
Like
like
playing
that.
cornhole,
Yeah,
horseshoe,
the
something
irony
like
of
that.
that.
Yeah, the irony of
It
that.
tastes like corn.
Yeah, cornhole, good cornhole. Yeah.
With this one,
With this
tell that there
one,
was
like
something with
you can
it,
tell
like,
that there was
saying
something
about
with
the
it,
corn, like I
saying
never
about
really
the
pick up
corn,
like
like I never really pick
flavor,
up like
that
corn flavor, you know,
of
like
it.
that corn
'Cause usually
flavor
with
of
like
it.
your oak
Because
cream,
usually
that
with like
has
your
the
oak
corn,
creams, usually
you know,
that has the
corn mash
corn, you know, like
into
corn
it.
mash into it. That's why
cream ales. Then
they're
too,
called
like,
oak cream ales. Then
cream
too,
ales
like
in the first place.
cream ales
But,
in the first place.
With
But
this in mind,
with this
you
in
know,
mind,
it's just.
you know,
it's like
just
a step above.
It's like a step
like
above.
a Miller Lite
like,
or anything like
like
that
a
for
Miller
me.
Lite
I
or
would probably
anything
go
like
with
that for me.
Andrew
I would
with
probably
a 3
go
on
with
this one
Andrew
too.
with
It does have a little bit of a different flavor to it, and I definitely don't mind that. That's actually a good thing. But I probably would just be like, whatever. You know what I mean? This is kind of like a nice palate cleanser of a beer.
Mm-hmm.
Same with the jalapeno wheat then too. I would go. Those two would definitely be great palate cleansers. Or you just need a break from the harder stuff and just be like, oh, go light. So there you go.
My sentiments exactly on what everybody just said. I gave it a 3 as well. Corniness. I didn't pick up the lemony. I picked up more of like a corn.
Yeah.
Different flavor than, and I'm guessing it's just because it's the cloche. I've never had one, but crushable, refreshing. You know, one of those all dayers.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree. I could drink that all day long, especially like the way the weather's been the last week
Yeah.
or so.
Yep.
Perfect outdoor beer when it's right off the tap.
Ice cold.
Yeah.
This is ice colder. Yep.
Yeah. This
This would be
gets a
good-
little warm.
I can do this on the beach too.
Yeah. I don't think my score reflects of what I like. I do like it, but I'm gonna go with a 3 on this one. That's fine. I just gotta sit. I'm gonna sit
Definitely
with you.
nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
I mean, it's better than average.
Yeah, I think it's a style too. I think the style does have to grow on me. It's something like when you taste it first and you've never had that style, it's like, whoa, that's different.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
Yeah.
Don't forget, we're just trying to get exposed to different styles and what have you
I'm
Listen,
versus
surprised
the
it hasn't been
triples and all
Kolsch.
that.
I mean, it's not a super popular style now, especially with the IPA rage. But I think the lagers and pilsners are starting to grow again. So I think Kolsch will probably be
Bring
right
them
on that
back,
as well.
baby. Bring all the lager and
Yeah,
pilsners
dude, the
back.
new the dry hop lagers. Oh man,
We
so
do have
good.
a hoppy lager in the fridge that my dad brought, but we might sneak it in for another episode. Yeah. Do they have any lagers or pilsners? I mean, if they're
Yes.
doing these crazy
Yes,
Kolsch's,
yes, they do.
Yeah, I have to definitely want to check out their. I try to get everyone's lagers. I like It's been like a thing on the show, and everyone's like, "I'm gonna bring Tony a lager," and I like all of it. Bring
That's
all
what
the
I've been
lagers.
like going on too. Like when I go to the beer store, I'm like, another hazy IPA.
Yeah.
Like I love them, but I'm like, what kind of lagers we got going now?
Yeah.
Like, and they used to be like the opposite. I'd be like, I'm so sick of lager because just growing up on Yingling. I mean, I needed but something else.
What
but-
about the Schwartz beers? What about the Stein beers? What about
Schwartz
those?
beers?
Yeah,
Oh,
all those kinds of freaking beers. They don't
Schwartz
get any
beers.
appreciation. What
It
about
depends.
saisons?
I hate saisons. I don't hate saisons, but some are
It's a
okay.
different flavor.
Yeah.
It's the Belgians in general just don't get it. I don't know if it's the yeast or the grain profiles they use on, but it's just I feel like all Belgians taste super
Oh
similar.
boy.
Oh.
What do you
Ooh.
guess? Coffee.
Uh-oh,
Yeah,
Tony is
here we go.
out.
Now we're getting
Tony's
into
like,
my
okay,
flavor
Senior's
profile.
like yes. Junior's like what?
I gave it. I took a smell, and I dictated my pour based
Oh, it's
on
a
the
porter,
smell.
man.
As soon as I saw
Oh,
his
that does
face, I
smell
knew
it.
I was gonna like it.
I'm gonna be honest. Honest though, I think the name is a home run in this area.
Vanilla porter, Coal Digger.
Coal Digger.
That smells like Cocoa Krispies.
It does.
Cocoa Krispies. What the?
Ooh,
I like their logo to this, man. That
you
Revere.
might not hate this.
Really? I might.
I get it's kind of.
This might be beer of the night for me.
All right, now I'm smelling it more. I am getting more chocolate.
I'm not getting coffee on it.
Whoever wants the rest of that, go for
You
it.
might be surprised. It's got more of like a chocolateness to it.
Yeah, that's a real strong roast.
Ooh. I've had this before.
Don't you love that when you're like, oh, hey, this beer is cool, and then you go up like, I have this? What do you? Uh-oh. I think Tony
Wait,
likes
what? Second opinion.
Let me get it. Let me get in this.
it.
Let me
Mikey
get in
likes
this.
it.
Second opinion.
Let me
Where
get
the
in
hell
this.
did I have this?
Mikey likes it. Oh man.
Do they? Well, obviously they keg. Here's my goal. Here's my goal of the show. Kind of like, if one thing that gets me really excited is
Go
like
in the Yingling Mansion and hire, interview Dick Yingling.
well,
That's your-
I'd like to
that's-
have.
that's your
I'd
one
like to
thing.
drink a Chetty with. I'd like to drink a Lord with the Lord. I
Oh,
mean, you know what I
God.
mean. But no,
Oh god,
when,
fucking cherry on top and whipped cream and shit.
All right.
Wow.
So anyway, what I'd like to do is one thing that really excites me is if I have like a band on, or I put together a show, and then two bands become friends and they work together on projects or they do shows together. Makes me feel really good. Like that connection was built. What I would really like is like Revere obviously cans and taps their beer, so they have kegs of it. Like if one day we can get like the Coal Digger into McNiff's in Monty City for a day, or just like to kind of say like, hey,
They do. Revere does distribute to some local restaurants.
Yeah.
and
because I honestly I and this is someone who does not like darker beers. I'm not a porter guy, but I honestly think out of the porters I've had, I think this Coal Digger would be an awesome hit in local bars in the area. Like if Jimmy O's or
If you serve this in like November, like
actually-
getting to the winter time,
Like a
this
fall
would,
beer.
This would like near the end of fall, beginning of like
So-
winter. That would definitely be a beer I would.
This is
probably
like
go
a
with.
better version of the Yingling chocolate porter, even though it's a vanilla porter.
it honestly is.
I think so. Absolutely.
Yeah. And it's not super thick.
Like,
it
it's-
drinks very smooth and
It
light.
doesn't- and it doesn't have that back half of like that porter
Yeah,
taste.
no, it's
like
very,
that
it's
weird
a very nice light
flavor.
porter.
Nothing like
Because
that.
I mean,
at
porters
all.
aren't supposed to be really thick. I mean, you're getting the color
Yeah.
all from the roast. It's not like a stout.
Mhm.
It's basically like the next level down from a stout.
I gotcha.
But-
Yeah.
But no,
They-
this is fantastic.
They I can't remember if it was on the board when I was in there today or not too, but they make a really great toffee stout as well.
Okay. How many do they have on the board? Like when you go there, how many are tapped?
if I remember correctly, it's 12.
Okay.
Nice.
Wow. We got to get in there.
Yeah.
We got to get in there.
And let me
Revere, we're coming for you.
We're coming for you, Revere.
now.
We start cutting a promo.
If I
against
heard
them.
you correctly, you said toffee stout.
Yes.
that sounds
Okay,
awesome.
all right.
Like a Heath bar.
All right, I'd be game for that. Wow.
You want to pull out your stouts then?
Uh,
We're at that point in the show.
I have the two of them out. Don't worry.
Oh, you have 'em out?
I have them underneath
Cool.
underneath the table.
He's
Yeah.
been sitting him in his balls.
This
Pulling 'em
this
off.
this is
Warming
something
'em
this
up.
is something that I think more bars in our area should cover. and I mean, I know a lot. I know some bars do like listen to the show. Reach out to Revere. See if you can get this and put a keg in your tap. And I mean, right now it's kind of tough because you can't have people really inside.
Yep.
But if everything kind of goes back to normal when October, November rolls around, see if you can get a keg of this and throw it in your bar. I think it's going to do very well. And I think it's a good way to build those relationships between local bars and local breweries. I said right now, the only besides Yingling, I know that Black Rock Brewing in Pottsville, but I don't think they're at the point where they're making enough that they can share with people. Pillaru's coming soon. I believe they do. They can make some kegs, and they could probably. I know they do it with Pottsville, Hucklebucks. Hucklebucks every now and then has a Pillaroo brew on tap. I know they're working with Snits and stuff.
They do a lot of their can releases and stuff.
Yeah,
too.
so there is ways to get, they are putting themselves out there. But I think a lot of it comes down to the breweries and the brewery itself and the bars. Like, hey, McNiff's in Monty City. Like, if this was in Monty City, I think it would do really well. This would do really well in Frackville. Frackville, like I said.
Black Diamond, definitely.
Frackville's a good craft beer town, man. We do really well in this area.
I think if McNiff's was able to get it,
they would do it.
She would put it on at least once.
McNiff's 4 taps are almost always some type of craft beer.
Yep.
I think we were there the other day. They had Haze Charmer, Perpetual Ale, Killian's, and what was the 4th one?
I want to say, I think it was Miller Lite, but don't quote me on that.
Yeah, I thought all 4 were craft.
No, I think they usually reserve one for your
domestic.
Domestics and stuff like that.
Yeah, and they cover all. They usually
depends on what they can
and
get.
They usually always try to have every Yingling style in there. I know they still had some of the other Yinglings still on in there, but yeah, man, I definitely this is one that I think would do very well across the county. Just the name alone, the Coal Digger. I think if people seen it and seen us from Tamaqua, I think this is one that can really get them on the map and get more people aware of Revere.
I'll give it stats and I'll give my rating then
Go
too.
ahead.
So Coal Digger Vanilla Porters are Revere Brewery. American Porter clocking at 6.4% alcohol by volume. The notes are vanilla, dark, smooth, strong, and roasty. I give it a 3.75 because it doesn't give that really like porter back finish to it, like the back half of it. It really finishes smooth. It has that little bit of that porter to be like, hey, I'm a porter, but then smooths it out with vanilla and the rest goes super smooth.
This is a porter you can drink multiple of. It's not gonna. It doesn't have that full feeling where you're like full after one. Has anyone here had Breckenridge? Am I saying that right? Breckenridge?
Yeah.
How does it compare to their vanilla porter?
It's a lot lighter.
A lot lighter?
Yeah.
There you go. There's your answer. I love the chat, guys. Keep it up, man. I
It's
appreciate
like the
it.
Breckenridge is pretty. It's almost like a stout, I think.
Yeah, it's a little
if I
thicker.
can recall, but this is a little bit lighter. Even if you look at the color, you can see it's like a little more of a caramel than it is like that blackness.
I don't like darker beers, and this was I scored this. I'll just give my score because I already talked enough about it. A 4. I gave it a 4.
I'm gonna agree with Ben. Pretty much everything he said was spot on.
Yeah.
3.75. Like
wow. Okay, cool. All right.
I don't
win.
even normally.
I win tonight.
I
All
normally
right.
don't even score these beers.
Like I was
There you
close,
go, yeah.
Like I think it's between 3.75 and 4, but I think Ben hit it on the head. So I agree with him. But I'm gonna go 3.75. Like it's not something I can crush or anything. Not that the style of beer is one you do that with, but I could do like 1, maybe 2, I think, in a sitting, and then call it a day. But I think it's good.
Yeah.
And to kind of add on to it then too, this would definitely be a good winter beer.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
Fall, winter.
So I agree. This is something like where you're having it at the brewery, and you have a pint of it. It's going to be in your glass a little bit longer and warm up more, and that as it warms, the vanilla tends to really come out more.
Yeah.
You just don't have the opportunity to get that right in the taster. But
Yeah. No, I that flavor profile was fantastic.
yeah, that's a 4 in my book.
Yeah.
4 for me as well. I honestly don't remember having it the first time.
Where'd you have it? Where'd you have it?
I forgot a tag where I had it.
I saw a few people had it that I know had it tagged at Cigars International.
Oh, you know what?
You know what? It might have been.
If I remember the story correctly, and if anyone out there is listening and I mess it up, correct me, but because I hate to spread disinformation. But
Yeah.
I believe they actually won a contest with this, and that was part of the deal for winning the contest. That
nice.
was
To be
put
in the
on
tab.
tap
That's
at
really cool.
Cigars
Wow.
International.
Were they at the Wine Beer Fest in Hazleton a couple of years ago?
I'm not sure, to be honest.
Because I'm thinking that's where I might have tried.
I've only been to the Hazleton Festival once.
Is that the one they have out by the ball field?
Yes.
Yeah. For some reason, I'm thinking I may have had it there, and I thought it was good. I gave it like a 3.25 then, but now that I've had it the second time, I bumped it up to a 4.
Almost.
I like it.
Oh no, rip.
Uh,
That was gonna go on the table. When I Revere, when we come for you, it's already ripped in. Yeah. I like that label. I think that's a snick.
Let
that's
me
a sick,
work my magic.
That's a
I
sick
know
little
these-
sticker.
Yeah, I like the whole coal digger thing too.
Yeah, I'm a
Yeah.
fan of that. All right, let's get our next one going here. This is the Zombie IPA.
And I'll read that off right off the bat. Zombie IPA is a New England IPA clocking at 6.9 nice ABV. Heavily citra hop and flavored New England IPA, citrusy and bitter.
All right, now
Did you add the nice, or was that part of the description?
No, I added that.
Because it'd be kind of funny if it was part of
6.9
the
like
description.
nice. No, it's actually
It would be pretty funny if it
6.9%
was-
alcohol by volume.
It would be pretty funny if it was part of the description. That was like 6.9. Nice.
nice?
Zombie IPA.
So this checks in 4 friends and
Man,
averages.
you fucking ham bone this thing. I have to.
Don't stop it. Stop
Oh,
it. You're
come on.
fucking playing with knives and you're drinking. I don't like it. We'll get it. I'm sure
Okay.
Revere will get us one.
They said
without-
this is a New England?
That's what it's described as.
It's a darker New
It
England.
looks like a West Coast.
Whew.
What's it
Pungent.
called again?
It's called
Zombie
Zombie
IPA.
IPA. I'll get you tagged. No biggie.
I got it.
It does have our
It's pungent.
It's got
It's got a little cat going on.
but also there's like some fruitiness to it.
It's got a little bit of cat though.
There's some cat piss.
There is some
involved.
cat- there is
a little bit of cat piss going on in there.
There's some cat piss.
All right, so when
involved.
we say cat piss, it's not.
No.
It's not
That's
a good
usually the
sound.
hallmark of a good IPA.
Yeah,
It's
that's
not. It's
I was
not
just-
derogatory.
It's not a derogatory.
For some of us, it's not. For
You
some
know-
of us, it might be.
Well, you know what? Before we get into it, I know that I hung out with Heder today, Andy Heder.
Okay.
And I was telling him about, like, I hate how he used the word cat piss because, like,
it sounds terrible.
with my work, there's a few people that
You
really.
should, yeah, you should probably stop right there.
I'm
No,
just saying.
No, cat piss
It's
needs
very
to be a flavor
pungent.
profile. I'm sorry,
It's
it does.
Pungent. No, that's fine.
It needs to be a flavor profile.
Or like a nose, like the nose.
Yeah.
It's a very cat piss nose.
With noses of cat piss
I don't.
and
If
notes
someone
of
can
litter
come up with a
box.
different adjective besides cat piss, I'll use it.
I
but-
mean, we can go like, dank. I mean,
I don't know.
okay.
I like cat piss better.
I don't really. I'm actually the more I smell it though,
It's not heavy.
I'm not really. There's like a hint of cat piss. Like I know one of my cats in the house did something, but I can't figure out where.
It's a fresh cat piss.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
it
there-
hasn't
some-
sat for a while, so it hasn't.
someone
The
did
odor
some-
hasn't grown.
Someone was a dick and pissed next to the litter box, but I don't know which one.
I agree with you here. This is more of a West Coast than a New England for me.
I don't even. I'm not giving. I can't taste the hops, honestly.
I don't either.
That does taste like a West Coast, 100%.
I don't think it tastes like an IPA.
I wonder how they came with the term zombie on this.
I'm kind of curious too. It doesn't say anything about it.
I
but-
do like it. It's once again, I think this is another style IPA and a flavor profile that I can honestly say, like, I can't relate this to another style of beer I've had before. Like, doesn't taste like anything I can like. Well, this is kind of on the comparable to this.
Yeah, it's for me. It's an IPA light because it doesn't have that really. You can taste the
Bitterness
hops.
to it.
You can taste the bitterness to it, but it's just.
All right.
It's
So everyone else is
easier.
tasting that too, and I'm not getting the Rona.
What?
like
Oh,
I'm like
okay.
I'm not getting like a flavor out of it.
The color like reminds me of. It looks like now this is gonna kind of go back because my nana had kerosene here, so it looks like kerosene a little bit. The color.
It has a
that
lager
amber.
look almost.
It does
Yeah.
have like a lager look to it.
Yeah.
An amberish, a dark amberish lager tint to it.
It's a nice color. It's definitely a nice color. It's appealing.
I was excited with the New England, and I kind of get a little more West Coast from it. I still really enjoy it. I'm gonna go 3.5 with this one.
I'm going a little.
I would drink that all day.
I'm going to give it a 3.5 only because I think it's stronger than a 3.25.
Yeah.
Am I the only one?
All right. So
I feel like what's his face? One bite and everybody knows.
One
really
bite,
keep
one
taking a
bite,
bite.
one
I
bite.
keep taking a
El
drink.
Presidente.
yeah.
Am I picking up almost like a jalapeno flavor? It's like an earthy jalapeno.
All right, so I get earthy too. So all right, so sometimes I get into a thing where I read the label, and then my mind puts me into a flavor profile, which I think is what they're trying to do when they name it. Like, So when I
Yeah.
say this, I'm not saying it to be negative or disrespectful, but like when I think zombie, I think rotting and an old and like a dusty, earthy, like they come from the ground type, and that's kind of what I'm getting, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
But I don't want to say like rotty or old or like.
Dank, I don't know if dank is the right word.
No, it's not dank at all.
Dank,
Actually.
dank for me is
No.
almost like pine coney.
No, it's
pine-ish.
not dank.
No, dank is
Um,
more of like that. Like
To me, this is more earthy.
It's hard to nail down what you're
It
getting.
is, and that's probably not a bad thing because it's not. Like we've said, it's not a flavor profile I've ever had before.
Yeah, it's
Like-
different.
It's like the Cloche.
If it
I've never
didn't-
had this kind of IPA before.
If it didn't say IPA on the can, I would not think this was an IPA.
Same.
Yeah,
Especially in New
exactly.
England.
You stumped us twice here, Bob.
Huh?
You got us twice here with the
we
Kolsch and the
we
zombie.
got it. We definitely got to go
road
to this
trip,
fucking
brother,
place.
road
We
trip.
got to
Yeah,
definitely go. We got to get a.
We gotta talk to the brewers.
See, I can't even go
knock
hoppy.
on your door and be like, "Hey, Bob."
I can't even go. I can't even go hoppy because it's
It's not.
like it's on the verge of my
like a
the
slight
IPAs I
astringent.
don't like, the pine cone earthy hoppy type. It's on the verge of that, but it's not quite there.
There's like a
That's why I
slight,
said it's like it's an
astringency
IPA
to
light.
it.
Yeah.
To me, at least, I really taste. It's definitely like a West Coast to me more than a New England.
Yeah,
because that New England style, that's like that juicy,
Yeah.
like more of like that pungent, like dank, like more like marijuana weed type of like
Yeah.
scent to it. This one is just more along the lines of like, okay, you want to have a beer that's just a little bit bitter, but at the same time you taste a little bit of that pine resin to it. Like I'm a pine resin type of guy. I don't think this is bad. I really don't think this is bad at all. I think that this is kind of mislabeled in a way. It happens. I mean, but
I would like
it
to
is
try
what it
different
is.
batches to see
yeah.
if there's a difference.
Yeah, that would be an interesting evolution of this zombie IPA beer, really. And I'll just give it right off the bat. I'll give it a 3.5. I'll give it a 3.5 because it is a decent, like, it's not a New England. It's definitely a West Coast on my taste buds, and it's doing what it's supposed to do. But it actually finishes off clean, which
Yeah,
is
it's
really
very
nice.
clean.
Yeah. So that's where I stand with it. 3.5.
3.5. We go backwards this time.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah.
I mean,
Where we at, Bob?
Again, this is another one that I drink on a fairly regular basis. I'm pretty fond of it. Again, I could drink this all day long. It's a 3.75 for me.
All
Where we at,
right.
senior.
I said 3.5.
Oh, did you say
earlier.
3.5? I'm sorry.
3.5.
I don't-
It's a strong.
I don't think it's bad, but I also don't think it's good. I'm going 2.75. It's definitely mislabeled. It's not a New England IPA.